just want to touch on so I guess maybe more of a political side to rugby. Thinking about the Kings, the whole attempt to get them, into top level rugby, and this promotion relegation idea, whatever. And now this weekend you've got this statement coming out about the quota goals for 2019. And there's been a lot of sort of mixed reaction to that. I mean, that's always been an ongoing headache for Saru, and obviously a necessary transition that needs to take place. But I mean, do you think that they're going about it the right way?
Yeah, look, that, as you said, this weekend was really like that bombshell was sort of dropped. But today I saw a report that Saru actually, they do know about this. It wasn't like, okay, today we're going to tell you that in 5 years you need to have 50% black players in the Springbok squad. They've known about it for a while. And certainly if you look at sort of like the under-19s, under-21 teams, there are a lot more black players than there are at the highest level. So the ratio isn't that bad, if that's the right word, at the lower levels. Certainly the junior box, when they won this year's World Championships, the demographics there were sort of closer to 50-50, which was fantastic to see. They just don't seem to come through to the higher level, and it's difficult to point out who really is at fault there. Heineke Mann, and not just him, but all the Super Rugby coaches, they sort of intent on playing players into the ground. They don't change the team. If they're winning, they stick with those players. In New Zealand, it's not a big deal if Dan Carter pulls out or Aaron Cruden pulls out. There's always somebody that just falls in because they've been there before, they've played before. When we have an injury to a key player, it's the end of the world, really, because this player's now never played because he's never been given a chance. So there's going to have to come a time in the next 5 years. It might be a gradual thing, or it might be a case of we need to just put a stake in the sand and change across the board right now, and give all these younger players a chance, players of colour that have come through, that do warrant a spot at Currie Cup level or international level. Include them on these tours. They don't have to start, but they can be at least on the bench. Come on for 10 minutes to start, then 20 minutes, then maybe a half, and then eventually get a start. Because it is going to be a major shift. We're going to see players coming through in the next 5 years that we've never really seen before. The nice thing is, by 2019, those players currently are about 17, 18 years old. They're the sort of players that are in matric, just leaving school. They're the players that will come through the Varsity Cup. So it doesn't have to be players that anyone's actually ever heard of right now. It's really a case of we need to take a better look, and Heineke Mann needs to take a better look at who's playing well at Varsity Cup level, because in 5 years' time, they will be the players that will have now had 3 or 4 seasons under the belt at Currie Cup and Super Rugby level, that hopefully will then be able to take that next step to international level. But whether it weakens the team overall, I'm not 100% sure. It really depends on who these players are and how they are nurtured and how they are coached, and if they have the right coaching structures, if they are at the bigger teams like Western Province Bulls, Lions, Sharks, or if they're coming through the sort of the Pumas or the Griquas teams or the EP Kings team. Because certainly, like you mentioned, the EP Kings area, the whole Eastern Cape region, is sort of a hotbed for players of colour. Unfortunately, to date, they've all sort of just left. That's why, if everyone sort of went home, if you like, to EP, they'd be like one of the top teams in South Africa. But they've all left, gone to greener pastures, gone where the money is, and that's why EP are bottom of the Currie Cup and struggling. But again, having said that, EP won this year's Craven Week, and I think they beat Southwestern Districts in the final. So it just goes to show at that schoolboy level, they are still a formidable area of rugby. It's just then when they offered contracts, they all sort of leave the Eastern Cape. So interesting times. 5 years is quite a long time, but before you know it, it will be, it's sort of the same time as the next World Cup. I don't know if there's some significance in the 2019 World Cup. Hopefully it's not for that World Cup we need this many players, but from then onwards, heading into 2023, that we need to build a team that is more reflective of sort of the demographics of South Africa.
Yeah.